All right, good day, everybody. This is Dennis Wilborn, the Active Trend Trader. I'm going to welcome you to today's session of On the Radar live market updates, and also a couple of trading tips. I want to take along today. Aloha, doing? I got my aloha not shirt. My wife really likes this shirt. I don't know why. Brings out the color of my eyes or something. I don't know. Hey, let's get into today's session. We're going to basically be straight into the point. If you are joining us on YouTube, I want to invite you to, one, if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when we do put updates there. Also, and down in the description, I have some links that will take you where you could actually get some really great watch lists. The Power Rank Elite watch list from Active Trend Trader that I put out once a week. And then also, if you want to trade along and parallel trade along with us for less than $1 a day, as a matter of fact, it's less than $20 a month, I will send you every Saturday exactly what I'm trading, where I'm going to enter, where I'm going to exit, and what the expectations along with my profit targets. So if that's something that you might be interested, just go ahead and down to that link and check it out. If you're joining us on Instagram, welcome. As you're probably aware, I am no longer posting the finished video up to Instagram, simply because Instagram TV is a little bit less friendly than YouTube. And so while I like doing this live session, I also like to have be able to make some really good comments over on the YouTube channel. So hold on a second. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and dive in to today's. If you're not aware, what we do is we do this session at 1 o'clock Pacific time, or close to 1 o'clock Pacific time, live, and I do that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then on Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we do one of our other free webinars, which is the How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Options. What we do is we cover the indexes along with one or two stocks that may be setting up for the following week. Dr. Steve Ferrara joins me on that. He's down in downtown Honolulu, excellent trader. And then we both basically analyze where, when, and what we will be doing going into the following week. So that's another thing. If you want to get notified of that, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe there. So what are we doing? Let's go ahead and check it out. What is happening with the S&P? The indexes themselves were mixed today. We had the S&P up, the NASDAQ up, the Russell really struggled, which really kind of ticks me off because we had just gotten into a position on TNA, the leverage ETF, bullish leverage ETF for the Russell and IWM, but that's okay. We had a very tight stop on it, and so the damage was exceptionally small. So what do we have going on here? Basically, we may be seeing some hints with a little bit of a long, where you can see it, long wick on top of today's candlestick. However, just be aware, we do not have anything close to being a reversal signal up here. All we're doing is we're pushing up higher, 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 and getting further extended away from primarily the 20-day moving average, which is right there. Normally, price actions don't push that hard above there. The other thing that is to be watched, watch this TSI indicator. The TSI indicator right now is getting very, very extended. I do not try to trade the indicator as a trigger or a place to get in or out of a stock, but what I will do is I'll watch that. It does give us a really excellent idea of, momentum has shifted. Just as momentum shifted down here, where was that? Basically just slightly, it was on the day after, right there. And that's where, and so when you're, if it's timing it within a day or so, and some of the other indicators that we do, in fact, use with the premium members of Active Trend Trading is the market forecast. And if you want to know more about that, you can always get with us at Active Trend Trading, and I'll show you exactly how that works. But the other thing I like to do here is just throw a Fibonacci on here. And I want a Fibonacci extension in this case, because I want to basically compare this to the past move to see what kind of how symmetric it was. So I want to go from that low to that high, back to this strong swing low here. And as you see, on Friday, we broke out from that level, and the midsection of Friday's candlesticks turned out to be a strong level of support. We bounced yesterday and have continued to climb. Note, though, this climb higher is basically not being accompanied with an increase in volume. So that can be a telltale sign that something may be afoot here, that it may be time that the market rests a little bit and give us a nice little pullback. So that's what we've got going with IWM. Go over here to the Qs. The representing the NASDAQ, what do we get on that? We actually now have a breakout on the Qs. So we actually gapped at or above resistance that was put in here that we talked about with our premium members yesterday at the 338 level. We gapped above that. So now we have a continuous breakaway gap. That in turn, this breakout here is basically a breakout above resistance. That resistance now becomes a level of support. And where is that resistance at? Or some new support? It is at, there we go, 338.19. As with this S&P, there's nothing we can really do here until we get some kind of a pullback into the moving averages, a nice little flag back in the moving average, and then jump on the trade from there. Be aware, this has really busted a move up to the upside really strongly, so kind of amazing. Take a look at this on the, there we go, on the weekly chart. Yeah, we get a nice little cup type of pattern. It is now broken out. And one of the ways to give us a projection to the upside of where this might go is I can do a couple of things. One, I can just draw a Fibonacci from that high down to this low. There we go. And now I'm going to go back to the weekly chart, or the daily chart, excuse me. And as you can see, if it gets a 100% move, and I thought I got to go there, in like a day or 2 days, but it does give us a couple of upside targets from here. One is this one right here for the Qs up at, what is that? 349. And I'm rounding down. I'm not counting the change in there. 361 to the 1618 extension. And then if it did reach a 100% move, that would put us up at 378.93, $378. So that gives us lots of room to move in there. If we did eventually get up to that level, what kind of a percentage move would that be? Well, I can either measure the percentage from here to here, or I can just go down here, because this is the symmetry of this move that we're looking at. How far was that? That's a 13% move. So what I would be looking to do is jump onto a trade like on TQQ, which would run at 3 times the daily amount of the Qs to the upside. So that's I want to cover so much in these sessions with everybody. But that is that. Now let's take a look at the Russell, IWM. the Russell did a very nice job today of giving us another hammer. Now, the positive is, well, the negative was it went down and took out my stop losses. Okay. The positive, though, of this particular picture is price actions hit up the 50 and push back on up into the upper half or upper third of the price range. That's a bullish type move. We have several. We have from last, let's see, there's Thursday, we had a hammer. That hammer was voided by today's price action. And now we have another, I'll call it a spinning top type hammer today. We can extend this to the right because we also have to make it up and through that downtrending line, and we're sitting there right below all the moving averages right now. So that's the downside or the bearish side of this potential opportunity. Would we want to be trading, and the other thing is, this is kind of the tip for today is if you're watching the TSI or your momentum indicator and it's just kind of meandering sideways, oftentimes that can lead us into whipsaw type trades. And that's what happened with our P&A trade that we did on IWM, where we had not gotten a really strong momentum shift. We're still waiting for it. It's still at a level of support to be able to do that off the TSI, but it hasn't done that yet. So one of the things that we want to do is define your trigger. Define what's going to get you into a trade. Mark Douglas, one of the guy who wrote Trading in the Zone, talks specifically about that, both in that book and his Disciplined Traders book, that if a trader will just concentrate on learning one entry that has an edge and one exit that also has an edge or multiple, but just one entry, and just wait for that to happen again and again and again, they can become very successful traders. So that's one of the things. We have a very limited number of specific trading. We have a very limited number of trading triggers that get us into the active trend trading trades. And in fact, I think I only have like four rules to get in and about 5 rules to get out. By the way, if you're a premium member who watching this, tomorrow evening, 5:30, I will be doing a presentation on discussing the refinements we're making to the active trend trading's exit rules. So you don't want to miss that. If you haven't become a premium member yet, you might want to go over to the website and just check out membership. There is some good deals in there, and hint, it's a good time to go ahead and get in, because one, once you're in a member, your prices never go up, and 2, there will be a price increase on the premium wealth building program from Active Trend Trading that you'll be grandfathered into if you go ahead and become a premium member now. And that's going to be taking place within the next 3 months. So let's see. So that's IWM. So what are the stocks I want to be taking a look at? I want to be first taking a look at what happened with Tesla. Tesla was upgraded today. Tesla had been, it's kind of interesting to watch how Tesla has been acting. I'm going to go back to a weekly chart. As we see here, last week we broke out of this uptrend line. It just was hanging out, and then today it caught a bid, and away it went. Look at this longer term. TSI crossed over. We're within a week of a crossover. So if price actions stay where they are, we'll have a crossover for the week. What happens when we've gotten crossovers in the past, especially if they've crossed over from around the 0 line or lower? Tesla tends to go on a nice run. And that's a significant run too. Last year it ran from about $100 up to $300. That's a pretty nice move. Back in November this year, it went from this level here, 409, up to about $800. That's a nice move. And so where could it go from here? That's a really interesting perspective. What I would do to get an idea of how far it could run from here is just very simply do this. I would take a fib extension, go down to this swing low here, there, go up to the swing high, here, back to the swing low, there. A 100% move from that low there would get us up to 1,027. 1,027. If it went on ahead and extended from there, how far could it go? Well, could push up to 1,272, be up at $1,200. Is that in the offing for Tesla within the next, let's say, 6 months to a year to be at $1,200? Possibly. That equates to about $440 from where it's at right now. And Tesla, can move and move quickly. But I just want to make sure everybody's aware. We are getting some longer-term signals on Tesla that we want to be, aware of and be ready to move on. Going along with Tesla, I want to just throw out, as another electric vehicle company, NIO. Is NIO doing something similar? Well, it's way below its moving averages. It has not made any type of move to the upside. It does not have a volume increase. So right now, I'm going to stay away from NIO. I am a no-no on NIO. What about a Bitcoin potential trade? Well, Marathon is continuing to work up. It's almost like, you hear about that wall of worry. It's like it's pushing up the wall of worry right above the 8-day moving average. However, it certainly looks like it wants to fall back down. It gapped up this morning and it opened up here at almost $54 and then sold off most of the day, finishing in the lower half of, or actually lower third of today's range. That is a bearish type of an indication. And so we'll see if it will continue to break through. If we break back down below the 49.51 level, that could provide us an excellent opportunity to get, do some, not shorting, but some put debit spreads or call credit spreads on Mara heading down to the downside. Which that's the other thing I'll be watching, though, is look what's going on here. We've got TSI. Looks like it wants to cross up. And then last but not least, I will leave you with one final. I'm going to leave you with. I'm going to give you more than your money's worth today. Boeing. Boeing has been challenging to trade. However, Boeing has earnings coming up on the 28th of April before the market opens. This is a excellent, if you want an example of a bull flag, this is an excellent example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days down, reverses today, breaks back above the 8-day moving average, and breaks out of the flag. So we'll see if we continue to move higher from here. But I may be looking at this for a trade to the upside if it pulls back in between the 8 and the 20-day moving average, about 250.75. Of course, it could just blow out and say, hey, I'm out of here, because this is the low day. So another way somebody could trade this is just put in a buy limit order above, about a nickel above today's high. Today's high is 254.49. So that's what we've got. And so I'm going to basically knock it off with that. Elsie, thanks for joining us. I'm glad to see you guys and with us today. And I want to throw out one more that may be setting up also, and that is the biotech ETF. That is a very pretty if there's such thing. Hammer also turns out to be a bullish harami. And look what else is shaping up here. Excellent amount of positive divergence. So it's kind of has it in. I will throw in a what you can do is you can basically, if you want to wait until the momentum actually shifts totally, it would be where price action move, or the TSI breaks up and crosses through that line right there, and that would give you. And then what we'd be expecting is prices to continue to move up. It's going to have resistance. Be aware on this first surge up, it's going to have resistance. It is retesting. It will have resistance where? At the 8-day. Then it will have resistance. The 20-day is coming right down the trend line. It will have resistance there. But that could be, again, we break out of those areas, then biotechs could go back into a really good run. So with that being the case, I just want to say aloha, God bless everybody. If you do have any stocks you want us to take a look at, drop those in the comments on YouTube, and I will be taking a look at that. Or if you are a premium member, you can just send me an email and say, hey, let us take a look at this, or a text message, whichever you would like. So until tomorrow, 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, when we'll be back with On the Radar. Aloha, and God bless everybody.